Why is maintenance man sitting here with a 1970s overhead projector? For one, it's another prop for Mr. Dog Poop the series, filming in 2025. But more importantly for filmmakers, this is a 400-watt light source that you can use to do all kinds of cinematic effects in your scenes. Need moonlight through a window? Need sunlight through Venetian blinds? I'm going to show you how this inexpensive antique can be used to elevate your shots from independent filmmaker to a Hollywood-level production. You can get one of these on eBay for about $50. And it's a focused light source with unlimited possibilities. Unlimited because you create those possibilities right here on the surface, rather than using LED projectors that have limited patterns available as cutouts. These were the old PowerPoint presentations, before computers were invented. They were in every classroom across the world, as well as in boardrooms and anywhere presentation was being done. So there's still loads of them available at cheap prices. The overhead projector uses a simple high wattage light bulb and a lens to focus the image into another lens and bounce it off a mirror to project it onto a screen. Literally the simplest technology available, if you can even call it technology. But let's bring this antique into modern movie making and see how we can use it in modern times. So these were sheets that were printed by computers to use this as a presentation. We are going to use it as a cucaloris, or a light, and we printed patterns on paper. So this is just a piece of white paper, and this was cut out with a razor blade. And when we put that on here, it's going to create shadows. Now we can do typical cutouts, or we can do prints. So this is a cutout, and this is a print. They'll both work. It's going to be a little bit different look, but same idea. So these are printed on clear sheets, so laser printer or inkjet, and then we can put it on here and create these patterns as a projection. Here are some blinds we can put on there for blinds, and we can also combine that over the window to give a blinded window. Some patterns like standard cucalorises, and we can also just use paper to create shapes on the patterns. Here's a piece of bubble wrap. It's transparent, but it gives crackles. So we can put that on, and it gives us a unique look that you can't get with anything else. I don't care how much you spend on your LED lights, you are never going to get this pattern. This is a set of gels that we got on Amazon. I want to say it was about $20 or $25, a whole bunch of sheets. And these are 8.5 by 11 sheets that can go on here and turn this into a colored light. So we can create any color that we have in this kit. And it has everything from purple to green to blue, you know, all the human colors. And you can put that on there. You can also put it in front of the projection, and that'll also create color. We're going to take all these things and project them in a scene and see what they look like. I'm going to start with something simple. This is a piece of bubble wrap, and you see what kind of a pattern you can get. If I double it up, we can move it around and get different patterns. You say, that's weird. Well, it's artistic for photography. It's not for videography and cinematography. That's why we made the patterns. So here's a printed pattern, and we can focus it by moving this up and down, and we can get clear if we want clear, or we can make it blurry to give us a little bit blurry effect. Let's try a cucaloris pattern. Again, we can adjust the size of it, make it blurry, whatever kind of effect we want. And obviously, because we're using printed sheets, we really have the opportunity to do anything we want. Here is a spider web that we could put. Now that is cool. What about that? Or it could be coming up from the couch or coming over. Nice thing about the sheets, you can flip it around and put it on the other side if you want it over there. The only thing is with the acetate sheets, you do get some artifacts in the sheet that you can see. If you don't want artifacts, you can just do the cutout that we showed. And this is a window cutout. You'll see how much cleaner the lines are, which we just cut with a razor blade. Or if you want to have a Venetian blind effect, just kind of make that blurry. It would be a lot nicer if we had that cut out rather than printed, but we can also put them together so we could create a window with blinds. I feel like I want to bring the spider back too. How about that? Come on, that is cool. Try doing that with a 300D. Now, using some gels, we can also change color. So if we want moonlight, we can do a blue color. So we can use color gels and change the color of our light if we want to do something like purple. And the gels can be used in front of the lens, or they can be used in between. We also have just cheap cellophane wrapping paper, $1 a roll from our video. If we wanted to change the color to something like that, we could. We can use it just as a colored light. So rather than using our patterns, we can just put the gels in front of the light and just use it as a colored light. And if you crumple it up, you can also get some pretty cool effects. Come on, tell me that's not cool. That's like plastic hanging in front of a window reflecting through the moonlight. Now remember, you can get these for 50 bucks and show me one video online where the $2,000 lights are doing the same thing. Now we can still use our existing cucalorises. Here's a regular cucaloris that we can use. And again, we can focus it. We can also move it up and down in the plane to focus it. So as I move it back and forth between the lenses, I can change the focus. Here's one that we covered with different color cellophanes. That's pretty cool. Move it around and maybe you're moving through an acid trip. For the rainbow lovers, we can do that. We can do rainbow patterns again, focusing back and forth. I have it a little low, but you're going to be able to do a lot of things and just setting it down on a projector and having, rather than going through regular lights. So if we just put this on here, we want to get rid of the other light. All you have to do is just put some paper sheets on here and cover it up. So we can block those areas out just by either making it bigger or putting some paper sheets to block the light out. Here is the window, which is the cutout, and then here's the window printed. And you can see it's not as clean, and there are artifacts on the paper, especially when I focus it in. You should be able to see those. But if you make it blurry, probably not going to notice that. So you can get some really, really cool effects for photography, for videography. Let's take a look at the gel sheets that we got on Amazon. These are just different color gels that can be used to change the light color. There's a red one, that's a green, there's a pink. For all you YouTubers, you gotta have the purple background, yellow, Imagine that, $50 projector, $25 pack of Amazon gels, and you can use it as a colored light for a lot of things. And you can use those in combination with your printed sheets. If we're doing a printed window, so some blinds, and we want to give that some color, you just put one of those sheets on top of it. And they work really nice because they're 8.5 by 11. Again, you could put it here, or you can put it down on your surface. I feel like you could just use a lot of household materials and do all kinds of artistic things, especially if you're doing things like about a cucaloris through the blinds. Cucaloris and put your window frame on top of it. This piece is really crackly, and I don't know if it'll come up on the thing, but you can see the little scratches and scrapes, and it gives you a really cool, almost like an antique film look. And if you're doing photography, these are the kind of things you're really looking for, to stand out from other people and do something different. And you can do that with a $50 to $100 overhead projector. You can buy a projector for your light, or you can take something like this, which is extremely versatile, gives you all kinds of options. A projector is never going to let you combine patterns or use shrink wrap or bubble wrap, or you can use material to get patterns. And you can also use this as like a flag. So I just take a couple pieces of paper, and let's say I just want to get a sliver of light. So just covering it up, and look at that. We can, so if we want to have light like that, and let's say we only want to have some kind of a pattern in there, or some kind of a spider coming down. This just really goes back to when you're a kid and you're trying to make hand puppets and make things happen. It's the same, but we're doing it with more sophisticated things that are printed by computers. You can get images. So these were always used in schools. They were used for presentations. And you can, basically you would project on a wall or so by printing photo on clear, you could actually create slides. So this was used before Microsoft PowerPoint. So there you go, an inexpensive tool that has endless possibilities. I hope we've piqued your interest and gave you some ideas. Please let us know in the comments what you come up with on your own. And as usual, if you found the video useful, please send beer addressed to the maintenance man at Mr. Dog Poop Studios, Tampa, Florida. You're giving me fucking anxiety.
We give each other anxiety.
No, you give me anxiety.
You're yelling at me now. My anxiety's going up right now.
You don't even know what, you're 23 years old. You don't even know what anxiety is.
Stop yelling at
My
me.
God. Anxiety is Mom didn't make my lunch this morning for school.